Aku pengen gini.
Lihatin gini dia dulu ya. Kelihatan nggak?
Kelihatan.
Pengen gini.
Sama aja.
Kelihatan slide-nya.
Sin gue pegel Sin. Sin.
So, good morning, Madam Jenny and friends. Today we are going to present about means of communication. Proceed. So, what is the definition of communication? Perhaps the best example of communication is myself. I'm talking to you right now, and that is communication. In communication, we share information. My talk to you right now shares information about communication. So we can call what I'm doing right now as communication. Communication came from the word communicare. It's a Latin word. It means to share, which is obvious because in communication we share something. There are several definitions of communication. These are the three examples of definition of communication. The first one is a process by which the information is exchanged between individuals inside the process through a common system of symbols, signs, and behavior. The second is two-way process. The example of two-way process is I'm talking to you right now and you're listening to me. That is a two-way process of reaching mutual understanding in which the participants of the process shares and exchange information, news, ideas, and also feelings. And the last one is activity of conveying. Conveying means sharing information to other individual or individuals through the exchange of ideas, feelings, intention, attitude, expectation, perception, or even command by speech, gestures, writing, behavior, or possibly by another means of a way to communicate, such as chemical and physical phenomena. In communication process, we use many ways to communicate with other people. For example, by face-to-face, by social media, or by communication devices. In the next slide, we will present to you about communication devices from age to age, starting from the middle age. Proceed. Communication devices in middle age. So there are these are the three examples of communication devices from middle age. The bell, letter, and torch. The bell was believed to be invented in 400 AD by the Bishop of Nola, a town in Campania province, Italy. People use bell to remind people who live near the bell to attend daily mass or to warn the people about incoming disasters or perhaps enemies. The next one is letter. So before telegrams, smartphone, Facebook, emails, and other social media exist, people used to use letters to communicate with people who live far away from them. It is believed that the letter exists since the dawn of humanity. So, before the discovery of paper in China, people used rocks and animal skins to write letters. Letters usually delivered by postbird, for example, eagle and pigeon, or postman. And the last one is torch. Well, long time ago, torch wasn't frequently used by many civilizations on Earth as a communication devices. But in China, it is very important because long ago, soldiers in the Great Wall used this as a warning of the incoming of the Mongolian army, so that the Chinese army may prepare themselves to fight against the Mongolians. So, there you go, the three examples of communication devices from the Middle Age. Let's go to the Industrial Age. The next slide will be presented by Lance.
These are the examples of communication devices in this industrial age. The first one is telegraph. Electric telegraph were found for the first time by Samuel Thomas summary in 1909. In 1933, Alfred Goss and Wilhelm Weber were the first that used telegraph as a communication tool. Because of how fast the telegraph could send a message to distant places, telegraph became widely popular among the public of European and American cities until the discovery of telephone. The radio. Radio was invented in 1894 by Guglielmo Marconi, a young Italian inventor. Radio was the successor of telegraph. Many people call radio as the wireless telegraph. Radio was considered as a better communication device because it doesn't require cable like telegraph. And the third one is telephone. Telephone was invented by Antonio Meucci, although he didn't get the patent for it. And telephone was officially exist in 1976. It was the first communication devices that allowed people to talk directly to other person in other place who also have telephone. Next. The next one is television. Television or TV is a telecommunication medium that is used for transmitting and receiving movie images and sound. Television can transmit images that are monochrome or black and white, in color or in three dimensions. The word television comes from ancient Greek, tele meaning far and Latin visio meaning sight. Television was invented by John Logie Baird in 1925. The next is cell phone. Cell phone is a mobile phone, also known as a cellular phone, cell phone, and handphone, or simply a phone. It's a device that can make and receive telephone calls over a radio link while moving around the wide geographic area. Cell phone was found in 1948. It was invented by Martin Popper, an American pioneer in wireless telecommunication devices. Next is smartphone. A smartphone or smartphone is a mobile phone with more advanced computing capability and connecting than basic feature phones. It was invented in around 1970s. The concept of smartphone was created by a man named Theodore G. Paraskevos.
Next one is computer or laptop. This communication device was invented in early 20th century. This device is considered as one of the most brilliant inventions in human history. We actually don't really use the computer to communicate with other people, but we use communication softwares that are inside the computer and also connected to the internet. The next one is internet. Internet is a network that we use as a communication device. It was invented in 1960s. It is the first non-real communication device. We communicate through the internet by communication software, for example, Facebook, Skype, Twitter, etc.
Next we go to future communication devices. It is possible that in the future we might sorry guys. It is possible that in the future we might use smartphone as our primary communication devices, such things like bell and cord, which is sometimes still used in present time, won't exist anymore as a communication device. And it's also possible that in the future computers won't be as safe and in this present time. It might be planted inside our brain, so that we only have to say few passwords to activate it.
Conclusion.
Yang biarin naik. Pacaran nggak lo? Ikut sini lah.
Yes. Communication devices are important for us all, and that's because we need it also to communicate with other people, especially with people who live far away from our homes. But we must still remember that face-to-face communication is still important, no matter how advanced the communication device will be.
So that's all our presentation today. We hope that you enjoyed it and thank you for listening to our presentation.